welcome to week 5 of DoorDashing every week until I can buy a Tesla. I'll cut to the chase. I have made $3,963.16 in the last 4 weeks with DoorDash and a little bit of Uber Eats. I'm trying to buy a Tesla by March 2024 with money I've just made from food delivery.
Looks like somebody else ordered DoorDash. I wonder which driver got a better tip, me or that guy.
It was definitely that guy. Over the last week, a lot has happened. Most noteworthy is that I flew out to Utah and shaved Blake Moore's head, and all Tesla models are several $1,000s cheaper. This is great, but whether or not those prices will actually stick for the next 11 months is unclear, so $50,000 is still my goal regardless of the price drops. On day 29, I made $0. On day number 30, I made $0. Editing these videos takes a huge amount of time, like 20 hours per video. It took me like an hour just to shave Blake Moore's head. I mean, cut me some slack. Day number 31, or Wednesday on week number 5, was my last full day of the first month.
I just can't help but laugh. That's honestly just funny.
Slower than a fat boy walking towards a head of lettuce, I wasn't really making much.
Guys, right now I'm playing Stare at a Phone Screen Simulator. You won't believe what happens next. Nothing. I'm still waiting.
Long wait times between orders and car accidents slowing down traffic, I put my car in park and called Uber Eats to get something resolved. Last week I got tip baited on Uber Eats. I took an order for $27 and the customer reduced their tip to $0 after delivery, dropping my pay to just $7 for over an hour's worth of work. You guys blew up my comments informing me that Uber reimburses tip bait if you call and talk to a supervisor. And while it did happen 6 days ago at this point, I had nothing better to do, so I said, fuck it.
Hi, Asa. Would you mind if I put this call on hold again for 2 minutes? Hi, Asa. Just stay on the line, Asa. Hi, Asa. I'm gonna put this call on hold, okay?
The entire call was a fever dream. The support agents for Uber know about as much English as I know about sports, so they kept misunderstanding me and putting me on hold.
Kinda weird, but we'll wait it out. I'm very curious as to what they'll tell me.
The call went on so long, I had time to take a nap, and I had a really weird dream. In my dream, more than 36% of my viewers were actually subscribed. Oh wow, I woke up. Well guys, can you make it a reality?
Hi, Asa.
She told me that there was never a tip in the first place and argued with me that the order was $7 and not $27, telling me to reply to their follow-up email with screenshot proof.
So I'll be sending you an email after.
We were on the phone for almost 30 minutes, she hung up abruptly, and I never received an email. You belong in the sewers, Uber. I don't think there's any chance I'm getting that $20 back. On day number 31, I made $94.19 in 5 hours of work. To spice up this series and show you guys additional ways to make money with food delivery, I've teamed up with electric bikes to do some e-biking on DoorDash. I've been loving riding in the morning when there's no traffic and it just feels so amazing to be out.
All right, let's go get that first order. Man, I love it when it's just ready for you as soon as you get there.
Hi, I've got an order here for Amber. Sweet. Thank you.
First order down, took about 12 minutes. We made $4.75. It was pretty good.
Shortly after my first order, I enjoyed some overnight oats for breakfast while waiting on new deliveries. This e-bike is super cool, and while this is just a sneak peek of the content that's going to come,
Guys, do you see what's behind me?
it's going to be a fun addition to the series and also help me shred those gas costs to $0. So again, be on the lookout for much more content on this e-bike in the coming weeks that you guys are going to love. I spent a great majority of Thursday catching up on content and only worked a few hours, but these few hours were good and I made a good chunk of money at $76.05. Now that it's April 21st, I should probably start taking almost every single order in anticipation of getting Top Dasher for May, which is what lets me work anytime I want to, even if the map is gray. It makes the most sense to use earn by time here, so I did, as if you have to take everything, not being able to see the tips doesn't matter and at least I'll get higher base pay. You might be wondering, isn't 9 days a little early to start going for Top Dasher? You have until the end of the month, and yes, it is, but several months ago I planned a trip for my girlfriend's 21st birthday and we're gonna take a weekend off for a romantic getaway. It sounds so sweet until you realize this means less DoorDash money for the Tesla.
Oh my God!
So I really have two options here. Option number one is enjoy said trip, come back from the trip and work extra for a few weeks to make up lost income. That's no fucking fun. Or option number two, cancel the trip, leave my girlfriend, buy a sex doll, and continue to dash.
Really? Is that all I am to you, a fucking sex doll?
Well, all I am to you is just a big fucking wallet.
You're right.
So yes, I'm going for Top Dasher early. On day 33, it was projected to start raining at 7 p.m., but just by 3 p.m.,
I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes and I've got no offers. I'm not exactly dressed for the occasion either. Next order, Dairy Queen right here. Aren't you in just the cutest little spot, buddy? He is staying out of the rain.
I stayed out until 7 p.m. working 8 hours on Friday, taking almost every single order, making $148. So you're probably noticing something. I have 2 days left in the week and I've made $319.22. That is nowhere near $1,000. Saturday was the slowest day I'd worked in a very long time. I was taking every single order, but when there's nothing to take, I'm just sitting around waiting for a miracle, just like I've been waiting 13 years for my father to come back after getting milk and cigarettes. My first order of the morning was a Dasher's worst nightmare.
I want to die.
And it wasn't even worth it either, as I received a $0 tip, and since I'm on earned by time, I obviously couldn't have seen that coming. If I had a health bar this week, I would be at 2 hearts right now with an empty hunger bar surrounded by zombies. I was falling behind, and because I was falling behind, I was feeling heavy amounts of stress, and it was sort of like a vicious cycle that made closing this week out very difficult.
Alright, dinner shift is starting. I have about 6 hours left for the rest of the night, so taking every order, I'm hoping to clear another $100.
I did get an $8 cash tip on Saturday night, which restored some faith in humanity after constant orders like this. But after a long shift of nearly 10 hours, I only made $150.02. This leaves 1 day left and I was only at $469.24. At this point, it's obvious I had no chance of hitting $1,000, but I was still determined to get up and keep going no matter how I was feeling in the moment. But already, just after 3 orders, another spell of bad luck came as I received another contract violation.
At this point, it's funny to me. I've had nearly, I think 11 or 12 now.
It's really a miracle I've not been deactivated at this point. I rambled here, so I'll just summarize how I got this contract violation. DoorDash has in-app navigation for drivers, which is basically Google Maps inside the Dasher app. Once you hit confirm pickup at a restaurant, DoorDash will open up the GPS for the customer's address inside the Dasher app.
Now the problem with this is the translation from the customer's actual address into Google Maps is sometimes wrong.
Oftentimes the app will display a different address than the in-app navigation does, so it's always good to double check that the 2 addresses match. And in this case, I just forgot to check and just delivered where the navigation in the app told me, and it was actually the customer's neighbor. Simple mistake, but my customer was pretty upset.
And she got a little hostile, so I thought I'd kill her with kindness and say, LOL, you know, I'm sure you put 150. The DoorDash driver app is really buggy sometimes and will tell the driver to deliver to the wrong address. My app told me a 148. Let's have some understanding for each other. The world needs more of it. She didn't really take too kindly to that. She saw the message and then about 8 minutes later reported the order.
Even though I know her fat ass walked the 8 steps to her neighbor's door to grab her coffee. The rest of the day didn't go well either. Being that it's near the end of the month, nobody fucking tips, and orders come in at a much slower rate. And so at 7 p.m. after being out for 11 hours that day, I called it quits, making only $149.14. This meant for the entire week, I only made $618.38. Nuggs is about to get all deep here. Alright, when you fail, it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing when you give up, but it's a tool to learn and improve from your mistakes. For starters, this schedule I made was a very bad idea. It sort of worked for the first month, but I think it's time for change. Waiting the entire week to work on the videos just does not work, because then I have to spend nearly all of Monday and all of Tuesday editing, and then it's Wednesday morning and I've already made $0 for the whole week, and I haven't even started on next week's video. That schedule is just not sustainable for the long term. Another area in which desperately needed help is...
You wake up when the alarm goes off. You go to your job.
During week 4 of this series, I continued to go out and dash past 11 o'clock, sometimes midnight, and then waking back up just 6 hours later, and this negatively impacted my energy and mood during week 5. Sleep is extremely important, and anyone who tries to trick you into thinking that you can work longer hours on low sleep or just to drink a bunch of energy drinks to work more is actively trying to hurt you. Sleep and food are the building blocks to your entire day, so eat like shit and sleep like shit and see how long you can do anything. So these are the 2 things I'm going to focus on for week number 6 to improve so I can get back on track to hitting those high weeks again. I'm currently at $4,581.54, and this means that I can buy a 2013 Chevy Sonic. But I don't want a 2013 Chevy Sonic, I want a Tesla. I'm officially $45,418.46 away from getting that Tesla. This week might not have been the best, but we still have 11 months to go, so I'll see you guys next week.